What's up everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be reviewing the Daron Realtoy ATA American Transair 757 Airport Playset. So, just like some of my other recent review videos, this video is going to be another one of my video remakes, where I just remake some of my older videos to give a more in-depth review of the model. So the ATA 757 is definitely a very unique and interesting Daron Realtoy model. So I got this plane off of eBay in 2020 for around $25. So I don't think I ever did mention this before about this model, but this one was actually one of the very first models that I had gotten when I had first started collecting the Daron Realtoys. So I had started collecting in 2020, and when I had gotten this model in April of 2020 off of eBay, I had seen it in a listing. There was 5 other ATA 757 playsets. It was new condition for $25, free shipping too, so it was definitely a very great deal for this model. I didn't think it was rare at the time, but little did I know that that would be the only time I would ever see this model actually listed on eBay in like completely new condition with everything in it. So I believe this model used to be a relatively common model when it was first introduced, and pretty much just the time throughout the 2010s, but over time, especially after 2020, I think it kind of just stopped being listed. I haven't seen anything for this model, even just the plane in general, listed in probably over 2 years now. So this model has definitely become a lot rare over time. And like I just mentioned earlier, this model, when I had gotten it, I had got it when I had just started my Realtoy collecting and my Realtoy collection. So this model was my very first, my very first rare Daron Realtoy model in my collection, and was also the second playset that I ever had gotten. So definitely is a very special model for my collection, and especially now since it has definitely become a much more rare model. So this model was distributed as both a single plane and a normal airport playset sometime in the early 2000s, around I think it was probably around 2005 when this model was produced. The single plane is definitely I don't think it's very well known that this model was distributed as. I didn't know about that until about a year and a half ago when I finally saw pictures of it. I believe there's only two pictures of, I think it's 2 pictures of the same listing that used to be on eBay at some point in time, but I found it on WorthPoint from a friend of mine. He sent me the pictures of that, and I figured out about that. So I did also include that in another video, but anyway, so American Transair, or ATA, was an American low-cost airline, and it was also a charter airline that lasted from 1973 until 2008. So the livery design that this model was produced as was the last livery that ATA used. They used several livery designs throughout their time from 1973 until 2008, but this was their newest livery design from when it was introduced. So this model was distributed by Daron, as you can see from the logo down there, and yeah, overall, it definitely is a very interesting Daron Realtoy model, especially for the 757s. One of the most unique models out there. So now let's get into the review of the model. So up at the top here, you have the ATA logo with the nice gold stripe that connects from the bottom of kind of the sides of the A of the 2 A's. Connects across there with the airport playset listed at the top. You have the white coloring display at the top with the dark navy blue throughout pretty much the whole main part of the playset, and then with the old Daron logo down at the bottom, die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts with the warning label. And then the top is the same thing for airport playset, die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts. On this side, there is the ATA logo again with airport playset on both sides there. And then there also on the back is the really nice boxer image of this playset. So here you have the 757 model displayed there, the aircraft, and then the ATA logo with airport playset, die-cast metal, new livery designs, and plastic parts, with all the vehicles and kind of the I guess I could call this the default signs that they used on most of these boxer images. And then you have the Daron logo down at the bottom with the other trademark and licensing stuff. And yeah, there isn't any original like price tag on this model. I know some other ones I have, especially recently, I've been finding them on some of my models and noticing that they've been on there. But yeah, this model does not have it, but I'm not exactly sure when it was produced, but I'm assuming probably around 2005. That seems like the best time that this model may have been produced. So, for anyone that might be interested in getting this model, I really don't know what to say about getting it off of eBay, because like I just said before, I have not seen any listings for this plane in well over 2 years. So it definitely has become a lot more rare and hard to find over time. But when I originally got it, I didn't think it was that rare, but I'm definitely glad I got it when I did, because eventually these sold out not too long after. I think by the time I got it, there was about, I think I got the third one. There was 5 of them, and I got the third one, and then the other 2 sold out pretty quickly. So, but yeah, that pretty much is all the information for this model and the airline. So now, like usual, I will pause the video real quick and take out the playset. So here is the ATA 757 airport playset. So, and like most of my review videos, I didn't take out the signs because they pretty much are the same exact ones that come in all the playset, all the other playsets, especially the ones that come in this playset, because they are the newer signs that are still produced today, which is another reason why I believe this model was produced around 2005, because I know in the early 2000s they were still producing the older signs. But, so another thing I did notice when I was taking this plane out, on the back of the box, on the box art back here, I don't know if you can kind of see, but it almost looks like the wheels on the cart in one of the trailers it almost looks like they're reflecting the colors off of the ATA 757. I don't know, it just kind of shows it right there. The bottom part of it has a little bit of a blue tint, and then it has gold on the top. I don't know if they meant to do that, or if it's just something off about the box, but I just saw that and thought it might have been something, something that was either meant to put there, or just pretty cool in general. So, starting off here with the review of the plane. So, up at the front, you have the 757 cockpit windows. Definitely some of the most recognizable cockpit windows for the Realtoy models. Only the 757 has these kind, and then also the Air Force 2 and America West have the kind of, I guess I like to call those kind of almost the sunglass models. It kind of looks like they almost have a pair of sunglasses on the way those are. I still don't know why the America West 757 has it, but this one has like the usual 757 cockpit windows. I know when the 757 was first produced, they were slightly different, but I believe these are pretty much exactly the same as they are now. Maybe if they are slightly different, they're kind of slanted down, but they are pretty much the same for the Delta 757 that is still produced today. I believe that is the only 757 that is produced with these cockpit windows. That one and Air Force 2 are the only 757 models. So I think Realtoy should produce more 757s, because these are definitely honestly, some of the best Realtoy models. Maybe because the 757 is my favorite aircraft, but anyway, back to the model. So, up at the front here, you have the gold stripe that connects from right below the cockpit window to where the undercarriage meets the white fuselage. The entire fuselage is pretty much just white, and then you have the navy blue undercarriage, engines, and then the tail coloring. You have the ATA logo there with, I also really like how when whoever designed this livery, how they didn't just make it just basic gold, and how they kind of had that shine to it with the they kind of included some of the lighter yellow and darker yellow to kind of have that goldish reflective coloring to it. So, and also with the ATA logo in general, just kind of how it looks kind of like a pyramid. I just always thought that was something really cool. Overall, the ATA livery design, all of their liveries, just to me, were definitely really unique and really cool. Definitely some of my favorite livery designs. Yeah, so ATA logo with the first cabin door and the second cabin door. Some pretty nice details right there with the emergency exits. You can see right there. And then, yeah, blue undercarriage. And then on the engines, you have the same gold stripe that kind of is on where the undercarriage connects to the fuselage. And then on the rear of the plane, you have the third cabin door and the fourth rear cabin door. The registration number on here, which is actually a real registration number, November 555, Tango Zulu. I almost forgot that for a second. I did do some research on the original registration number, and it actually was for an ATA 757-300. So, which I guess is what this model is supposed to resemble, even though this mold is for, definitely would more resemble a -200 rather than a 300. That's something I've always never really understood with some of the Realtoy registration numbers. I believe on either the United 777 or something, it's where they use, it's a real registration number, but they used it for a completely different aircraft rather than, or I think it's the KLM 747 is what I was thinking of, where the registration number is real, but it's for a 777 rather than a 747, and it's different than what the original retro KLM livery design was. So I just always thought that was kind of interesting and how they didn't just use it for the actual aircraft. But and it just kind of adds more to the character of it, how it is still, and also is good how it still is a real registration number, especially on models like the US Airways A320, when the registration number is kind of just a whole bunch of zeros. But yeah, real registration number right there, with the American flag right beside that. And then on the tail design is definitely one of the best parts to this livery. You have the ATA logo, and again, in the really nice gold patterning, gold coloring right there, with the kind of reflective white included in there to kind of make it look a little bit more realistic looking. You have the American flag with the ATA logo is kind of included where the stars would be in the American flag. And then I also really like how it's not just kind of placed on there, kind of like just flat out, and it has the kind of, looks like it's kind of blowing in the wind, I guess is what you could say. It has that wave pattern to it. So you can kind of tell a difference here between the tail and how definitely which side of the sticker is in better condition. I don't know what happened with the left side, but these rivets were kind of in there when I got it, and I actually saw this on a couple other models. People with the same exact issue right here, where for some reason on the left tail sticker, the top of it seems to be coming off. Like you don't even do anything to it, and just randomly starts peeling off. But I don't think it really doesn't get any worse than that, but kind of can be annoying, but if you want, you can fix it, but I might just leave it. Kind of just gonna add to the character of it, kind of. And then the sticker on the right side kind of just gives a better representation because there's no issues with it. And yeah, overall, that is the ATA 757. So overall, definitely is a really great Realtoy model. One of my favorites, especially since it was one of the first ones I got. Was the first one I got when I started officially Realtoy collecting. Overall, it definitely is a really great model. So now, moving on to the vehicles. So starting off here with the bus. So overall, the entire bus is pretty much in the, it's pretty much just all the basic white coloring, and then don't have any gold on it, but you do have the ATA logo just in the dark navy blue. To me, it kind of almost blends in with the original designs on the bus, like the all the writing and stuff that's underneath the doors. Kind of blends into that. But yeah, ATA logo right there in the middle, and then twice displayed on the top, kind of in the middle top portion of it. And yeah, and then on the front there as well, you have it right there in the really small writing. And then moving on to the stair truck. The stair truck pretty much is the same thing, where there's hardly really many details on this one. You got the ATA sticker up there with the writing displayed on the door, on the front, and then on the other door as well. No sticker logos displayed on the sides. I kind of think it would have been cool if they added a stripe at least on the bottom. I thought that would have been cool. But yeah, next, moving on to the cart. So, interesting fact about this one is that when I first did the original review video to this, I don't know when it was 2 years ago or something, when I did the original review video, when I used to review the models on my floor before I transferred up to actually doing it on my desk. When I was in the middle of filming this video, the front part to this kind of, I think you'd say this is kind of like grill to it. It like literally broke off. I just touched it and it fell off. I didn't end up posting that. I had to completely remake the video after gluing it, but you can still see some of the glue dried up there. But yeah, that was definitely an interesting video to film. And then there was another time I tried filming it, and I forgot to hit play, and I went through an entire 10-minute video, and I wasn't even playing it. So yeah, this model definitely has a lot of history in my collection. So, but yeah, like most of the other vehicles, this one pretty much the same, and kind of the same for the rest of them as well. The rest of the other the carts to it, pretty much all just white with the navy blue ATA design. The only gold that is represented in this playset is on the plane. So, like you see here. I guess, I mean, even though it would have been cool to have some gold coloring on the rest of these, I guess it kind of adds to some of the character of it, to where it mainly emphasizes the plane a lot more than the vehicles, because I know sometimes the playset can emphasize everything, but I guess the whole main point was for the plane to get most of, I don't want to say most of the attention than the rest of the rest of the vehicles, but maybe having the vehicles simplified definitely makes the plane stand out a lot more. So, but that pretty much is all for today's review video. So, yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and let me know what your thoughts are on this model, and if you have it. Like I said before, if you are looking for this model, I don't really have much advice on where to get it or how to get it, other than just keep looking on eBay. I have not seen this model listed in well over 2 years, so definitely has become a lot rarer over time, and this model is definitely one that I could say is a very unpredictable model. It used to be really common, and then it kind of just stopped, and then you could still get it on eBay every so often, and now it's kind of just completely, like, off of eBay. But yeah, so thank you all so much for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video.